What if I told you there was a place where ghosts, orbs, cryptoids, UFOs, and so much more were all located in one area? Would you go with me? Come on. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wendy. I write speculative fiction and horror, and I like to look up weird and crazy things happening around the world, strange facts, strange fictions, all of it, and I like to talk about it. So that's why we're making these videos, so we can discuss it, so we can figure out if they're real or not. We'll probably never figure out if they're real, but we can sit here and discuss it all day long. So this video is all about the Bridgewater Triangle, and in the Bridgewater Triangle is 200 square miles in southeastern corner of Massachusetts. It's just an area that attracts the paranormal. Like, there's everything. There seems to be everything out there. Warren Coleman, a cryptologist and folklorist, while he was out there researching this area for his book, The Mysterious America, he coined it as the Bridgewater Triangle, and it has stuck. So the triangle is outlined by the towns Abington, Rehoboth, and Freetown, and has been the site of many unexplained phenomenon dating all the way back to the first English settlers. Like, there's a lot of history here. Many believe that the strange occurrences happened when the Wampanoag tribe and the English settlers went to war over the land, because of the Wampanoag considered it sacred land and they wanted to protect it, and the English settlers, you know, they wanted to take it over and drain it and use it for other things, but that wasn't happening. Eventually the English settlers wound up betraying the Wampanoag, and many believe that's where the curse came from, is because they were betrayed and now they're out there to get their vengeance, and this is how they get their vengeance, by scaring everybody away. What is certain, whether the land is cursed or not, is up for debate. A lot of people aren't sure, but what is certain is that no one can deny the strange occurrences that have been reported throughout this region for many, many, many years. There have been countless ghost and orb sightings, along with disembodied voices in the Hockomock Swamp, mostly of Native Americans, around one of the many rock formations like Profile Rock, located in Freetown. It was considered a sacred rock, as legend states that the Wampanoag chief Massasoit, I apologize if I butchered that name, died at this very rock. You will see Native Americans dancing around the rock. You will see strange figures just hanging around. Sometimes they'll talk to you, sometimes they won't. People have caught figures on camera. The list goes on for all of this. There are ghost orbs that will float up the river at night. There's just a lot going on in that area. In the Fall River area, there are stories of a ghost trucker who terrorizes motorists at night. Witnesses have seen headlights coming at them and a driver in the rearview mirror that blares his horn until they pull over to the side of the road, and when they get out, the truck and the driver are both gone. This so much reminds me of Jeepers Creepers in that one episode of Supernatural. It's insane and it scares me. Jeepers Creepers legit scarred me for life. Like, I can't. My husband sits there and honks at motorists nowadays, and I'm just like, stop. We're gonna run into a mass murderer, please stop. So anyways, but yeah, that story so much reminds me of the Jeepers Creepers story. And if you see me looking over this way, it's because I am looking at my notes, because like I said, there is a lot in this area and there's a lot to go through, and I'm trying to do it not quickly, but not like, you know what I mean. So anyways, okay, in the same area there's also a hiker that has been seen, but no one, recent researchers have they're not really sure if it's real or not, because all they get are stories like, well, my friend's cousins saw this or this and that. It took them a lot to find someone who had first-hand experience with the hitchhiker, with the ghostly hitchhiker on the side of the road. So that's that one's up for debate. But in Rehoboth, there is an old school that was built in 1840s and used as such up until 1937. People have reported seeing a teacher lecturing a class of students while they scribble their notes at their desks. Unexplained fires have been spotted in the distance at the Hockomock area. And when people go to actually investigate these fires and make sure they're not going to spread and, burn the place down, there is no evidence of a fire. There's nothing there. There's no one there. There's no burn pile. There's nothing. It's just disappeared. But when they leave, they can look back and they can find the fire burning again. I don't know. That one's a weird one. I imagine they interrupted something when they went to go investigate, but you never know. Bloop. There is no end to the ghostly sightings throughout the Bridgewater Triangle. Go to any town and talk to any townsperson, and they seem to have a story for you. But the ghosts aren't the only things haunting those regions. Also located in the Hockomock Swamp is the infamous Bigfoot, which is said to be spotted lurking around the area even today. The most convincing story for this sighting is of two police officers in the 1970s that reported a large bear-like creature that lifted the back of their car. And when they tried to go investigate and see what it was, the creature ran into the woods. They went with the hunting party to go and find this creature, and they never did, but they did find footprints. Pukwudgies are also said to make the... See what I mean? I cannot talk this morning. I need more coffee. Cheers. Pukwudgies also make this area their home, staying in the Freetown State Forest mostly. I did an entire video on Pukwudgies, and I'll leave the link somewhere up above for you if you want to go and hear more about them, their history, their what they do, what they tend to be. Interesting little creatures. They are little doubles is what they are. But anyways, Pukwudgies are there, and also in the region is a thunderbird or a pterodactyl-like creature that hunts Bird Hill in Easton, Massachusetts. Police Sergeant Thomas Downey reported seeing a massive bird at least 6 feet tall tower over his car on his way home one night. When another patrol went to investigate, they never saw a bird, but Downey never stopped telling his story. Like, he was convinced that there was a huge bird, and a lot of people believe that it is the thunderbird from the Wampanoags, still hunting the area. I don't think it's a pterodactyl. Like, if a pterodactyl survived all these years, thousands and thousands and thousands of years, probably would have seen it by now. I mean, we've got the shark, right? The sharks are from that same era. So, anyways, it's a huge thunderbird flying around attacking people. There's also abnormally large snakes and cats reported throughout the Bridgewater area, dating all the way back to the early explorers. There was a story of a huge dog, oversized dog, that attacked a couple of horses one night, but then that was kind of debunked when the guy who originally called in the horses said that he never saw a huge dog. What had happened was his dog was barking. He went outside to see why his dog was barking, and he noticed that a horse had fallen down a hill and got like hung up on, and its bridle and stuff had gotten hung up on a tree or something. This dog never attacked. There was never reports of a huge dog. That's his story anyways, so take that as you may. I just thought it was funny that one report of a hurt horse kind of sparked this whole thing. Which makes you wonder about the snakes and stuff too, because like, if that was a mistaken, because if we're taking his word for it and that was a mistaken, like, he said, she said type thing, where things just got blown out of control. What about these reports of large snakes? I mean, I know snakes can get huge. We've all seen the anacondas. And cats, if it's like a jaguar or something, yeah, those things are freaking huge. But they're talking like abnormally large animals that are like the size of people. So how much of that was actually rumor thrown through the rumor mill? You know what I mean? Who knows? Anyways, UFOs are no strangers to the area either. The first UFO sighting ever reported, ever, in the United States was in 1760 over the Bridgewater Triangle. Another one made headlines in 1908 when people saw a bright light across the area. 5 people spotted a strange light around Rehoboth in 1968. And in 1994, a large triangle was spotted floating across Bridgewater. And people got pictures of this triangle. Like, this thing was freaking huge. We are like huge freaking triangles. And then in 1999, a loud noise was reported over Lake Nippenicket. Nothing was ever found. But so many people heard it. Like, they heard this huge boom. And then, what even was that? Aside from hauntings, large animals, and UFO sightings, there have been multiple disappearances in the area. People just seem to disappear. People have been called to the cliffs and they jump down. And then I guess their bodies get washed away. When I say they get called to the cliffs, I mean they hear a voice and them, hey, come here, come here. They get to the cliff and they jump for no apparent reason. A spree of murders and cow mutilations that people say are from the local satanic cult are in the area. This has been going on for ages, this whole murders and cow mutilations. One of the satanic cult leaders was convicted in 1979 to 1980, and he was known as the Fall River Cult Murders. The Lights Out podcasted an entire video on this story, which is part of the reason why I got interested in the Bridgewater area, because at the same time they did their Lights Out podcast, I was researching for the Pukwudgie video, and I was like, wait, this is the same area? This is all of it together, you guys. Together. It's all one big conspiracy. Anyway, if you want to, I'll leave the link for the Lights Out podcast below if you wish to go check that out. They are an excellent group. They go over every detail, every what ifs and maybes. Absolutely fantastic duo. And yeah, and all aside, there are tons of historical and strange areas inside of the Bridgewater Triangle, most of which I didn't go over. And if you are interested, check out the documentary listed below. Not affiliated, I promise. And yeah, this whole area is just one big what the fuck. It is going. I want to go visit. Well, if I ever get a chance to go back up into that area, I want to go visit Salem, and I want to go visit the Bridgewater Triangle area. Any of this area. The Hockomock area would be great. People do tours there. So that would be really, really fun to go and see and get a tour and get like more of the history and more of the like the insider, like be able to ask the questions and stuff besides just reading about it. You could read about it all day long. I would love to go and experience it. I'm going to have to go on a Haunted America tour one day. It'd be really cool. Because there are so many places. But anyways, I have talked long enough. If you wish to do more research and read more stories, I will leave all of my sources down below for you to look at. I hope you find them as interesting as I did. There is so much more to all of these stories than what I listed. I just did a quick wham bam thank you ma'am for the video. And honestly, each of these freaking stories could have their own videos. Is really what could have happened. I could have done like a 3-whole parter, but I didn't. I didn't because I don't think I'm ready for that type of video yet. But maybe one day we could do a 3-parter on either this one or there's like other triangle areas out there that are just full of strange phenomenon. It's like if everyone knows about the Bermuda Triangle and everybody knows that if you go into the Bermuda Triangle you disappear. That is a thing. But imagine if the Bermuda Triangle was on land, like the Bridgewater, and there's Two others. Imagine if they were on land. The kind of chaos that energy could create. This is the kind of chaos that energy could create. So, I mean, you've had mass murders, you've had UFOs, you've had spirits, you've locked into this area. Like, there's... Anyways, I'm blabbering now. I don't know why. But anyways, again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, subscribe. I will post every Friday, either a vlog, a fact or faked, or something. And until next time, bye!